Muse Cues. So Muse Cues is a deck of cards that you can use to help inspire you to create a work of art. So let's dig into it. And there she is, the cards. And then you have your instruction booklet. So this game, these cards are for players 1 to infinity, doesn't matter how many, ages 7+, and it's up to you how long you want to spend with each session. So, and the objective is to create a cool drawing using the prompts provided by the cards. So what you get are there are 20 outer structure cards, and then there are 71 fill shape cards, and then you also get some blank cards to create your own. So let's get into it. So the outer structure cards look kind of like this, and each one of them provides the overall shape of the work that you're going to create. And then the fill shapes provide for you shapes basically to fill the spaces within the outer structure. So they kind of look like this. So I have got a piece of paper here to demonstrate how this works. So this is a piece of paper that I pulled out of my printer. So it's just a plain piece of paper and just a regular pen. But you can use watercolors, you can use acrylics. I've used airbrush before to create works using these cards, but you can use whatever you want. So I'm going to just select a random outer structure card. Okay, we have that. And then I'm going to select 3 fill shapes. All right, so those are our shapes. Then if I wanted to, I could, let's say, you know what, I'm not really feeling this, and we've got kind of 2 similar ones maybe. So let's select a different one. Okay, circles, cool. All right, so we're gonna get started. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my outer structure card, which looks like this, and how do I want to do this? My goodness. I think I'm going to position it like this, and so I am just going to draw this shape. However, I'm filling up the entire paper with it. And then I've kind of got triangle, and it's not exact. It doesn't have to be exact. Okay, so then we're going to move on to my first fill shape, and they look kind of like flowers almost. And so I'm going to decide to put them here. So, and the idea is I just fill the space with the shape. So I kind of created this as a way of getting people to draw, to inspire them to draw. It's great for people who very often have this blocker of what do I draw? Or it can be, if you are an artist like me, it can be a way to kind of just shake the cobwebs loose, just to kind of get you drawing, to get your hand moving, get your brain going, get you to transfer what's in your head onto the paper, the clay, the canvas, whatever medium you're working in. I used this not too long ago to help me create a card for a friend of mine using airbrush, for example. Because I was like, I wanted to make the card for her, but I was just not, the creative juices were not happening that day. So I pulled out my cards and I created a card for her, and basically what I did was I just picked out the cards, and then I used paper to make the shapes that the cards were telling me to make, and then I used that to block out areas for the airbrush, kind of like, just on the spot templates. It was really cool. I created Muse Cues because I very often find myself as an artist talking to people, and when I tell them I'm an artist, very often people will respond with, "Oh my god, that's amazing, I'm not an artist, I don't know how to draw," etc., etc. And that became such a... You ever like have something that somebody tells you and it just creates a sticking point in your brain and you're just like, no? And that's kind of when people tell me they're not an artist, what happens to me. I think everybody is an artist. I think making art, creating, is a birthright. It's a human birthright. So this is kind of my way of trying to get people to understand that anybody can make art. So I'm out of cards, so I'm going to select another one, but I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to select from an outer structure card. There's general instructions on how to use these cards, but again, because this is an artist tool, you can do whatever you want. So I'm going to use an outer structure card to create an inner structure, to fill the inner structure. So this is just wavy lines. I'm just going to fill the wavy lines in there, and then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just make tiny flowers in here randomly. We use this card in here because why not? Cool. So that's kind of the basics of it. You can select more cards to fill more spaces, or if you're feeling inspired, you can just fill it with whatever. I'm gonna do kind of like a halo effect here. And you can do different textures within those structures. So let's say I want to fill every other one of these spaces with ink. I can color it in. I could use colored pencils if I wanted to, but I'm just going to stick with this pen for now. So, and you might be thinking, my goodness, anybody can create these, and you're right, and that's kind of the point. I kind of made these very simple, exactly so that anybody can feel like they can dig into this and do this. I wanted the barrier to entry to be very, very low. I wanted anybody to be able to sit down and feel like they can create something using this as a guide. So, kids, parents, grandparents, teachers, whoever, anybody who really, it's like my target demographic here is really people who don't think that they are artists. So hence why these shapes are so simple. They're very simple, but when you put them together, they create a larger whole. And that, my friends, is Muse Cues. And I can't wait to see what you all create using Muse Cues. And please tag me on Hunter Parakeet with your creations. I can't wait to see what you do. See you soon.